The Devil's Fortune, the feature film that I have spent the last 4 or 5 years writing, directing, and producing, is finally out. It is on iTunes and Amazon Prime. You can check out the links below. After 25 years as a professional filmmaker, it is my proudest achievement. It is something that took every last inch of my creative, financial, logistical resources. And now that it's finally out in the world, I want to talk today about how it felt to make this film, how it felt to release this film, and what is next for me, for the channel, for Devil's Fortune. First of all, I am so happy that the film is finally done. When you undertake a project like this, there is no way of knowing how big it is going to be, how many small, tiny things have to happen in such a incredibly detailed sequence to produce and finally complete a project like this. Shooting through the outbreak of COVID in 2020, post-producing with very little resources, and finally creating a film that I'm really, really proud of and I think is a genuinely great story, was a challenge that I probably never would have undertaken had I known how much would have been involved. But now, after 3 or 4 years of work looking back on it, I'm really, really glad that I did. And I never would be the filmmaker that I am today had I not undertaken such an ordeal. You know, as filmmakers in the 21st century, we are constantly building on this, unstable ground of the film industry as it changes, evolves, and mutates in all these different ways. When you start a project, you never know what the environment is that you're going to be releasing that project into. For most of the 20th century, the better part of 100 years, films were written, produced, and released in cinemas, and they either made money or they lost money. With the advent of home video, then of DVD, then of streaming, things changed and the economics evolved. But now in the 21st century, nobody knows what's going to happen. It's almost every week now, streaming platforms are created or the stock price crashes. Suddenly HBO Max is just burying movies for the tax break. And I really do think that anyone that manages to produce and release a film in these crazy times should be really proud of what they've accomplished, let alone a good one. One thing that remains unchanged since the very start of cinema is that if you can tell a good story, people will want to hear it. And if you can do it for a good price, then you can make money from that film. Although it feels like one chapter's over now that the film is out there in the world, it really does just begin the next chapter of promoting the film, because my ability to make other films is entirely dependent on recouping the budget of this one and making a profit for the investors so that moving forward, I can make other films, bigger films, and hopefully share those lessons with you. It really has been an incredible ride. I have talked a lot about it on this channel. I really hope that if you're interested, you will check out the links below, go watch the film, and let me know what you thought of it. I think it is so critical that filmmakers open themselves up to feedback from their audience, which is you guys, about whether they enjoyed the film, and not hide away from the world working on projects that never get released. As someone who has seen the film now, maybe 600 or 700 times, I really still enjoy watching it with people. I really still get something from the story. I'm really still amazed that we're able to pull it off with the resources we have. And I'm amazed in all the ways that the story became more than it's the script, the source material, the idea. Once you start making a film with other talented collaborators, it takes on a life of its own. And every time I watch it, there's something new I discover in it. Most of all, I wanted to say thank you for being part of the process. I never could have made this film without the support that the YouTube channel gave me. And I really hope that the other filmmakers that are watching this can take something from this process and find the creativity, strength, courage, resources to tell the stories that are important to them. Check out the links below for The Devil's Fortune, streaming on iTunes, Apple TV, and Amazon Prime. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.